us, cruising has always been about more than just travel. It's a reminder of us, why we love each other, and why we work so well together.
Especially in those early days when careers were just taking off and we had a young family. Those cruises gave us time to reset, just the two of us.
And thanks to the support of some amazing family and friends, we were able to sneak away most years for at least one cruise. It really helped us weather life storms together.
So today we're sharing what 20 years of cruising as a couple has taught us. Lessons from the sea, the suites, and sometimes the buffet line. You don't get a nickname like Dr. Romance for nothing.
Okay then, stick around to the end though. Our last tip is perhaps the one that took us the longest to realize. Yet, it's somehow the secret ingredient to happiness.
Number 1, food brings you together. Dinner on a cruise isn't just about food. It's about connection. No phones, no distractions, just the two of you.
Even after 20 years, those dinners still feel special, especially if dessert includes chocolate lava cake. Number 2, you don't have to do everything together. We quickly learn it's totally fine to do your own things sometimes. I love relaxing with a book. Chris would rather hit up trivia and explore the ship.
Exactly. I go roam around with a camera, she relaxes with a good book by the pool, then we reconnect for lunch or cocktails. Win-win. Number 3, romance needs to be intentional. Just being on a cruise ship doesn't mean romance magically happens. You still have to make time for it.
Dress up, book that fancy dinner, watch the sunset. It doesn't have to cost extra, it just has to feel intentional.
And sometimes a bottle of wine and room service on the balcony beats any specialty restaurant. You never know what Dr. Romance has up his sleeve.
Dr. Romance strikes again.
See, Dr. Romance strikes again.
Dr. Romance strikes again.
Number 4, know each other's vacation styles. We have different travel rhythms. I like a mix of activities and downtime. Chris leans more towards taking it all in.
It used to cause tension, but now we build in space for both. A little bit of her style, a little bit of mine. Funny thing is, over the years, she's become more like me, trying zip lines and trivia and vice versa. I even brought a book on a couple of cruises.
But did you actually read it?
Number 5, you'll create a lifetime of memories. There's a photo on every wall in our home from a cruise, from Mexico to Greece to the Caribbean.
They're not just vacations, they're chapters in our story.
Each cruise gave us something we'll remember forever. Number 6, tag team the packing process. We've got a packing rhythm now. I handle gadgets, tech, and gear. Melanie does the meds, sunblock, and luggage tags.
Divide and conquer, less stress, and we rarely forget anything, except that one time with the flip-flops.
Never again.
Number 7, excursions can be a make or break. Port day disagreements are real. One of us wants adventure, the other one wants a lazy beach.
So now we alternate port styles. Day 1 is her choice, day 2 is mine. No debate, no guilt.
Also, double check the meeting time. That tip alone may save your relationship.
Number 8, give each other space in small cabins. Cruise cabins are cozy, very cozy.
If you can, use separate drawers or toiletry organizers. Keep things tidy and maybe don't talk until the coffee has been consumed.
Also, those walls are not soundproof. We've heard neighbors yelling at the top of their lungs, so be nice, or at least be quiet.
Number 9, create traditions together. We've made cruise traditions, first drink at Sailway, taking in all the sunsets from our open deck, and late night pizza runs.
They give every cruise a sense of home. No matter where we are, the rituals keep it us. Number 10, you learn new things about each other. Travel reveals personality quirks, like how Melanie turns into a military strategist when planning our cruises.
And Chris befriends every bartender on the ship in 24 hours. It's a gift.
Cruising shows you new sides of each other, in a good way.
Number 11, laugh it off. Something will go wrong. We've been caught in rainstorms, missed tenders, and once dropped a plate of nachos at the pool.
Still hurts.
But we laughed, and those moments are now stories we love telling. Number 12, respect each other's sleep routines. I am not a morning person. I love sleeping in on cruises, especially the sea days.
Meanwhile, I'm up at dawn with a coffee, roaming the upper decks, filming the sunrise while the ship is still quiet.
He gets time for himself, I get beauty rest. It's a system.
Bring earplugs, eye masks, and patience. Trust us, it's worth it.
Number 13, unplug and reconnect. One of our favorite things about cruising is no constant notifications.
We use it as a digital detox, phones away for most of the day and eyes on each other.
Some of our best conversations happen with no land in sight and no Wi-Fi, just like when we started 20 years ago.
Number 14, disagreements happen, even at sea. Yes, even on vacation, couples argue. It's normal.
We've bickered over tour times, dining choices, and once over whether we should stay up for the late night deck party or go to bed.
We stayed, we danced, and I liked it. Right, dear?
You did. The point is, don't let one moment ruin your day. Cruise ships are big, take a walk, cool down, and come back together later. Number 15, it's worth every penny. We've never regretted a cruise, not once, even the ones with delayed flights or rough seas.
Because every time we came back more connected, more relaxed, and with more inside jokes. Number 16, you'll learn to share the load. Cruising as a couple means figuring out how to divide up responsibilities without making it feel like work. Early on, I used to handle most of the logistics, but we learned that sharing the load makes the experience better for both of us.
Now, I might take care of the travel docs and check-in while Chris deals with organizing the excursions. It's a bit of a dance, but it's our dance. And honestly, it's a lot less stressful when both of you have a hand in the planning.
It also keeps things balanced. No one feels like they're doing all the work or getting blamed if something goes sideways.
The key is communication. Talk through your strengths, what you enjoy doing, and then divide and conquer. That way, the trip really is a shared adventure.
Number 17, alternate bucket list cruises. We each have dream destinations. Melanie wanted Greece, so we did Greece.
And it was everything I imagined, from Santorini sunsets to dancing with locals. Truly unforgettable.
My pick was Alaska. Still waiting.
It's next, or soon, I promise. Number 18, don't let one bad moment ruin the day. If something goes wrong, like missing a tour or forgetting sunscreen, let it go.
You're in paradise. Laugh, pivot, and move on. Don't waste the sea day being grumpy. Number 19, take photos, but don't forget to be present. We love capturing memories, but some of our favorite moments aren't on camera.
Put the phone down, watch the sail away, dance under the stars, just be in it. Number 20, cruising keeps you growing together. So here's the key point we have learned along the way. Every cruise teaches us something about each other, about patience, and about joy.
And after 20 years, we're still learning, still laughing, still booking the next cruise.
Because this journey, it just keeps getting better. We hope these tips help you and your partner plan an amazing cruise. Whether it's your first or your 50th, there's always something new to discover together.
And we'd love to hear from you. What's your best cruise tip for couples? Drop it in the comments below.
Don't forget to check out our other videos like 20 years of cruise lessons and cruise packing tips.
If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button as it lets YouTube know they should show our video to more viewers like you.
Thanks for watching.